So I would like to introduce you to what is effectively translated as first snow memories. Now, obviously, Google Translate isn't perfect, so that's what I get. He is a... I'm going to stop this real quick. Pretty far along character. He's a marshal, so he's fairly long. He's 3,600 battles in the game. He, whatever, plays naval. But you can see top three, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... whatever, yeah, I mean, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, oh, not 12, that's not 12, 12, yeah, so, I mean, he has a lot of premiums, and it's not, but of course, his top three, 8 to 1, 5 to 1, 5 to 1. He's also in Squadron, so if you know anyone in the Squadron, you can let them know. So this is a player that popped up as in my comments as usual, and let me pause that real quick. Yeah. So paused up in my comments as another replay that I looked at. He wasn't super obvious on that, but it was enough of a subtleness that you could kind of tell from the replay itself what was going on. So this is a player that is not extremely blatant, plays enough of the game to be very good at the game, and has like a 5 or 8 to 1 in like every vehicle he plays. He also does the standard thing of staring center mass at a target that isn't spotted, or that is maybe scouted but isn't fully spotted. So he's just overly confident in his abilities in every time he plays, and is generally likes to do whatever. Now, this feels like a ghost shell to me. That literally did nothing. Like, there's no replay or kill cam hit cam on that. There's nothing. But I do love him doing this. So he has 4 missiles loaded. Now, the reload is bugged, so don't mind the replay circle on this. But he clearly is obsessed on killing this guy, but never changing his aim. And then dies. So that right there should be like, well, that's not very obvious. I don't see what the point of that is besides he's a terrible cheater. So he is a terrible cheater. But here's where you'll see the more obvious side effect of this. So let's do it this way. So staring right at our 2PL friend over there. So see, let's go look at the horizon. Scouts this guy. Couldn't see him at all in smoke. Staring directly at him. And staring at the same thing, quickly scouts him, and that as well. Tries to duck into the wood line here and gets shot in the side. Rightfully so. Okay, cool. So he gets killed by that guy. That makes perfect sense. I would have saw that guy too as I was running to the spawn. So now he's back in his T-80U E1 again. Our Ukrainian tank here. He is scouted there, but he is fully in smoke. Now, if you know anything about smoke, so his scout's expired. There it goes. Center mass right on the target. Can't see him in the slightest. So the thing is, I understand that scouts exist, but if you're going to be staring directly at a target, and unfortunately the replays are bugged again, so I cannot control this weird flickering, so warning to anyone who doesn't like flickering, but I can't control what this does. And I don't know why Gaijin can't fix it either. Oh wait, because they don't care about their replay system. So this is just a player that I saw as, yeah, he's staring at scouts, but he's now staring directly at targets he can't see until just now, shoots at this guy, and the tree eats the entire round. Of course, also aiming, direct angle, center mass, all this nonsense. Yeah, so he shows up as a player who plays subtly enough, but clearly did have a very big vendetta against that 2A4 that killed him, or 2A6 that killed him, and just wants absolute vendetta against anyone that kills him. So he's now going to eventually push across the map towards their spawn because of, the loserness that he is. More replay glitching because I can't control that because Gaijin sucks at doing that. And he's going to start staring directly at people through terrain, which he cannot see. No general, sightline looking, no general looking around. No sort of third-person perspective, looking around at all. Just always knowing exactly where to look. So, like I said, if you watch any content creator, that does normalized gameplay, you'll know that they are listening, they're looking around, they're looking for sounds all the time. They don't play in this linear fashion that all these guys play in because that's all they play as. They don't do anything that is what a normal player would do. Like stare at this guy through the terrain before using his binos, or staring at our leopard friend, which he cannot see in the slightest. So now he moves. Okay, cool. He's going to keep moving. Stares right back at him again. So see what I mean? Like, if you scan the horizon as a real player, you scan the horizon as a real player. You do the right thing. You are playing as an efficient player. You don't stare directly at people twice that you can't see because you are completely cheating. So this is what I mean by knowing exactly where players are from across the map and what he does. So he became a completely vengeful player within like 2 seconds of playing, and you know, shoots directly at that guy that he can't see, and then he's gonna keep following him through terrain. Yep, through terrain, through terrain, through terrain, through terrain, through terrain, through terrain. Everything keeps going. So that's what I mean by these guys don't play in any linear. They play in a very linear fashion and don't play like a person who has any sort of sixth sense awareness. Like any normal player, me myself included, plays with the fact of we know map positions, we know where to look, we know when to range, at least in some regards. You know kind of how to look at certain ranges, and you know how to listen. So sound is a big thing. Obviously, he now hears the guy shooting his missiles, and he's going to go shoot this guy in his spawn. But the premise is, if you play in a certain way, you would know how to play. You're not just completely, you know, oblivious like these guys are. They just play in a certain way, and that's it. They don't know how to play properly because that's all the way they're used to playing. Because they use their software more than their eyeballs or their ears. So I'm going to leave this here. As always, if you have a person you want me to look at and question, as always, leave in the comments in my format. And as always, I hope you have a good rest of your morning, day, evening, or night. And have a good one.